Hey everyone, you're listening to Concentrates with Dr. T, a podcast discussing cannabis science and business. This podcast is published on YouTube and Spotify. Please follow me on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Discord. The information can be found in the description below. Please like and comment with any questions about cannabis you have. Welcome back to Concentrates with Dr. T. In this episode, we will continue to learn about the most commonly used methods to extract cannabis. So here we go. So far, we've talked about two solvents that generally want to be in the gas phase under atmospheric conditions. Now we'll move on to talk about some solvents that are liquid at room temperature, starting with ethanol. Ethanol extraction is a method of extracting the desirable compounds from marijuana plants using ethanol as the solvent. Ethanol, also known as ethyl alcohol or grain alcohol, is commonly produced from corn sugars and is used as a fuel, cleaning agent, recreational intoxicant, and in the extraction of essential oils from many different botanicals. In the case of marijuana, the plant material is soaked in ethanol, which dissolves the desired compounds and leaves behind the bulk of the plant material. The solution is then filtered and the ethanol evaporated, leaving behind a concentrated extract. One of the benefits of using ethanol as a solvent is that it is relatively safe and of known toxicity. It is a chemical that is encountered by our bodies in some amount daily, whether you drink alcohol intentionally or not. By simply soaking an herb in ethanol and then filtering it, you have created a tincture which is a viable product on its own. The majority of ethanol that is used in extraction and concentration can be recycled and reused, making it a more environmentally friendly option than some other methods of extraction. Another benefit of ethanol extraction is that it can be performed at lower temperatures, which can preserve the integrity of the compounds in the extract. It also allows the operators to skip the winterization step, which saves a lot of time and cost. By extracting cannabis with cold ethanol, the selectivity of the solvent for the target compounds is improved, and it will not extract the fats and waxes that are typically removed later during winterization. The actual extraction will take longer at colder temperatures, but this will only be a small amount of time compared to a winterization step. By keeping the cannabis and extraction solvents cold throughout the process, a final product that is of higher quality and purity than some other methods of extraction may be obtained. However, there are also some downsides to ethanol extraction. One of the biggest concerns is that it can be less selective than other methods, resulting in a final product that contains a wider range of compounds, particularly when used warm or hot. Additionally, ethanol extraction can be a time-consuming process, requiring specialized equipment and knowledge to do it correctly. Solvent recovery is often a bottleneck. When done correctly, the process is straightforward and the product is of high quality. The main hazards of ethanol are its flammability and its astringent nature, which irritates skin and mucous membranes, like your eyes and lungs. All in all, ethanol extraction remains a popular method of extracting marijuana compounds from medical marijuana, adult use cannabis, and hemp. This is due to the fact that it is easy to obtain ethanol, the process overall is very efficient compared to CO2, and using it is the most direct way to make a tincture. I've mentioned scalability as being a problem for both butane and CO2 extractions. It may have left you wondering what method is scalable. Well, this is one of them. Since you are essentially just soaking the plant matter in a liquid and then filtering and distilling it, you can easily accomplish this on a very large scale. This process has been used for many plants in the past. Plant tinctures are common in the home remedy section of grocery stores. And the vanilla you add to your recipes, that's an alcohol extract of vanilla beans, still in the alcohol solution. So really, it's a vanilla tincture, but we don't call it that. If you're interested in trying ethanol extraction for yourself, it's important to do your research and make sure you have the proper equipment and knowledge to do it correctly. Additionally, it's important to be aware of the laws and regulations in your area, as many places have strict rules about the production and sale of marijuana extracts. The next extraction method we're going to talk about shares much in common with ethanol, which we previously discussed. Ethyl acetate is also a flammable solvent that is a liquid at room temperature. It is a commonly used FDA-approved solvent and additive in foods and beverages. The process for extracting cannabis with ethyl acetate is very similar to the process used for ethanol extraction. Ethyl acetate is a natural compound that is found in many fruits and vegetables, as well as in wine. It is a colorless liquid with a sweet smell, and it has been used as a solvent for the extraction of essential oils and other plant compounds. In fact, ethyl acetate is used to extract caffeine and produce decaffeinated coffee for 80% of the market. In the case of cannabis, the compounds of interest are extracted away from the bulk of the plant material in an extractor that is of similar design to ethanol extractors. Due to their shared properties as flammable liquids, they are handled largely similarly in marijuana extraction processes. However, these solvents can tend to destroy different materials, so certain parts, such as extraction baskets and gaskets, need to be checked before use with either or any solvent for that matter. One of the main benefits of using ethyl acetate as a solvent is that it is considered safe, non-toxic, and biodegradable. In fact, one of the major breakdown products of ethyl acetate is ethanol. The other is vinegar. Additionally, it is a natural compound that is readily available and relatively inexpensive to obtain. In fact, it can be much cheaper to obtain than ethanol because ethyl acetate is not subject to the same steep federal excise tax as food-grade ethanol. Ethyl acetate also extracts the desired compounds faster and recovers much faster than ethanol, making it a more efficient option for cannabis extraction and dramatically reducing the bottleneck caused by ethanol distillation. Furthermore, ethyl acetate used during the extraction process can be recovered and reused, further reinforcing its environmentally friendly nature. Ethyl acetate extraction can be selective under various conditions, meaning that it can be used to extract different mixtures of compounds from the plant material, allowing for control over the composition of the final product. This can result in a final product that is of higher quality and purity than some other methods of extraction. However, there are also some downsides to ethyl acetate extraction. One of the biggest drawbacks when creating inhalable products is that it can be more difficult and time-consuming to fully purge the solvent from the extract when compared to butane extraction. Like ethanol, the main hazards of ethyl acetate are flammability and irritation to skin and mucous membranes. Despite these points, ethyl acetate extraction is one of the best extraction options out there. This is because it is one of the most efficient in terms of time, cost, and scalability. It can also produce highly concentrated final product in forms like distillate, shatter, oil, tincture, and wax. If you're interested in trying ethyl acetate extraction for yourself, it is important to do your research and make sure you have the proper equipment and knowledge to do it correctly. Additionally, it's important to be aware of the laws and regulations in your area, as many places have strict rules about the production and sale of marijuana extracts. Also know that Easy Extracts LLC holds a patent for extracting cannabis with ethyl acetate. Contact me for more information and for licensing opportunities. The next extraction method we're going to talk about is glycerin extraction. Glycerin is a colorless, odorless, viscous liquid that is commonly used as a sweetener, humectant, and solvent in the food, pharmaceutical, and personal care industries. This viscous liquid solvent isn't flammable like ethanol or ethyl acetate, But that is the very property that makes those solvents so easy to separate from the cannabinoids by distillation. In contrast, you cannot separate your cannabis extract from the glycerin, meaning that you can never form a concentrate. But that doesn't mean it's useless. By itself, glycerin tastes quite sweet. So using glycerin to extract cannabis results in a naturally tasty tincture that is alcohol-free. Glycerin is usually used as an extraction method at craft companies creating medicinal products. It fills an important niche, but isn't efficient enough to be used at large scale for most product types. It also isn't capable of creating the wide range of waxes, shatters, oils, etc. that other solvents are able to create. The process of glycerin extraction involves mixing the marijuana plant material with glycerin that is then heated and agitated to allow the glycerin to dissolve the desired compounds from the plant material. The solution is then filtered to remove the bulk of the plant material, resulting in a solution of cannabinoids and other cannabis compounds in glycerin. One of the benefits of using glycerin as a solvent is that it is a natural, safe, and non-toxic solvent that is readily available and relatively inexpensive to obtain. Glycerin is less selective than many other methods, resulting in a final product that contains a wider range of compounds. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, however, as this creates a nice, full-spectrum extract that mimics the chemical composition of the plant without the structural materials. It's important to note that each method for cannabis extraction has its own unique sets of benefits and drawbacks. And it's important to consider your specific needs and goals when choosing a method of extraction for your business. Additionally, it's essential to be aware of the laws and regulations in your area, as many places have strict rules about the production and sale of marijuana products, or even how those products are created. That's where we'll stop for today. Reach out to me for more information, help with choosing an extraction method for your business, equipment selection, and more. Remember to join me next week. Peace.